It's Tuesday, April 2nd. I'm Jasmine Anderson. A former Nassau principal is facing charges today accused of lying on job applications. Jessica Bader of Wisconsin was charged yesterday with falsifying employment applications. She was the principal of James H. Vernon School in East Norwich. Prosecutors say she lied by answering no when asked if she had ever resigned from a position as an alternative to charges or termination. Her teaching certificate had been suspended for 4 years for engaging in what officials called an inappropriate relationship with a student. If convicted, she faces up to 4 years in prison. 2 men have now been indicted in the death of an NYPD detective from Massapequa Park. A grand jury indicted the alleged gunman, Guy Rivera, yesterday for the murder of Jonathan Diller and for attempted murder for trying to fire his weapon at an NYPD sergeant in Queens last week. Lindy Jones, the man driving the car that Officer Diller and his partner had pulled over, is facing multiple weapons charges. Both suspects are now being held without bail. Upgraded charges today for a Holbrook couple and their 14-month-old son's drug-related death. Wilkins Adonis and Darlie Lebrock pleaded not guilty yesterday to manslaughter charges in the toddler's suspected overdose death. Prosecutors say toxicology testing confirmed Joseph Adonis had ingested fentanyl, cocaine, and heroin.
Today was about baby Joseph Adonis. If our lawmakers do not do something, we will be back here again for more babies and more toddlers. Baby Adonis, unfortunately, is just the tip of the iceberg.
The boy was found unresponsive by police inside the family's home in January. An 11-year-old child was also in the home, along with drugs and guns. LI votes. The polls are now open on Long Island for the 2024 presidential primary. Today, registered Democrats and Republicans can cast their vote. Both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have already collected enough votes to secure their party's nomination. The formal selection will happen at the national conventions this summer. The polls are open until 9 p.m. 5 local schools are getting a boost to improve water quality on campus. The Long Island Water Quality STEM Challenge awarded $2,500 to Walt Whitman, Elmont Elementary, and Suwanaka Central High Schools, as well as West Hempstead Secondary School and Island Trees Memorial Middle. The money will be used for student projects, which will create wetlands and improve drainage. The Powerball jackpot is growing even bigger, now crossing the $1 billion mark. No one hit last night, which means tomorrow night's prize is worth just shy of $1.1 billion. That's the 4th largest prize in the game's history. Good luck to everyone. Female veterans are receiving VA disability benefits at a record high number. Macy Eglund has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Donna Zephyrin of Bayshore is a proud Iraq War veteran, having served 2 tours, one in 2003 and another from 2004 to 2005.
I'm glad that I'm alive. That's one thing. I'm employable. I have a job.
She was discharged in 2006 after 10 years with the Army, but her time in the military still affects her life today. She suffers from PTSD and asthma and filed disability claims with the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Working with the VA with the claims is a lot of red tape. So I gotta go to maybe like 2 or 3 appeals before it gets approved.
Zephyrin says she needed the help of a lawyer to get those benefits approved. VA, meanwhile, says it's delivering disability compensation to women at record-setting numbers. Currently over 702,000, which is a 26% increase over 5 years ago. In New York, just over 14,000 women, a 20% increase.
Now you have a lot more females from Desert Storm to the present that serve in the combat zone, as well as just serving in the military.
VA says 89% of women who file for disability benefits receive them for at least one condition. Zephyrin says while there have been improvements with the increasing number of women in the armed forces, veterans need to be persistent in receiving care once they return home.
I know it's not easy. I'll tell any veteran to keep trying, don't give up.
Reporting for NewsdayTV, I'm Macy Eglund.
Macy, thank you. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Island vintage car dealer is steering customers to classics. Steve Langford has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
So, Will, these are beautiful cars you have, but who's buying them?
Almost every walk of life has at least an interest in classic cars.
At Motor Car Classics in East Farmingdale, Alfa Romeos, Ferraris, Jaguars, Porsches, you name it, for just about every budget.
You can buy a nice classic car for $20,000, or you can buy, multi-million-dollar cars.
Founder and CEO Will Branston has been buying, selling, and fixing up cars since he was a kid. Today, he says, his business has gone global.
We ship all around the world, so 20-25% of our business normally is done outside the United States now.
The hottest trend in exotic cars these days, Branston says, Japanese cars.
Because the younger audience, particularly millennials, buy these Hondas. So you'll see a lot of Japanese cars on the top there.
Business, he says, is excellent, and even the looming transition to electric-powered vehicles will change but not end his style-driven sales.
We're going to keep the body, it's just that we're going to drop an electric motor in it.
Branston's showroom and warehouse hold about 350 classic cars, a proverbial candy store of collectible motor vehicles for the ages, all ages.
Cars for kids, at heart. Steve Langford for NewsdayTV.
Timeless. Read more about Motor Car Classics in Farmingdale on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your hyper-local forecast. Rain throughout the day today. Highs in the 40s. Tomorrow, rain continues, so do yourself a favor and grab the umbrella today. You're going to need it. And here's a look at your futurecast. Heavy rain begins early afternoon. It continues throughout tomorrow. Looking at your 7-day forecast, once we get through much of the week, we start to see a break in the rain just in time for the weekend with highs in the 50s. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for watching. Be careful out there.